Party Chair Mark Brewer is sitting right here in our Gillespie Group storefront studio on Primary Tuesday. Thanks for being available.
Glad to be here, Michael Patrick.
It's going to be, I don't know, it may not be as long a day for Democrats looking at the gubernatorial race as Republicans, you think?
Well, we'll see. The voters I really feel sorry for today are the Republican voters who've got a series of defective candidates that they got to choose from, and I understand how they can be so undecided. You know, you got Rick Snyder, who sent 20,000 American jobs to China. You got the character and integrity issues with Mike Cox, and you got Pete Hoekstra, basically, who is a reincarnation of George Bush. So not a great field to choose from, and we'll take on whichever one emerges.
Are you afraid Democrats might vote for Rick Snyder?
We'll let people decide what they want to do. I know Snyder has certainly made that appeal, but I think if people take a real look at his record, he is not the successful businessman that he claims. He's not the kind of person that we need. I mean, we need somebody who's going to bring investment and jobs from overseas to Michigan. That is not what he did when he was in the private sector. And there have even been problems at the Spark Economic Development Organization that he headed in Ann Arbor. There was a recent audit that talked about shoddy bookkeeping practices at that outfit. These are all issues that we'll be more thoroughly exploring in the fall if he emerges today as the Republican nominee.
Where will you watch the returns tonight?
I'll be in the office for quite a while, and then I'll be heading down to Detroit. Both of our candidates for governor, Virg Bernero and Andy Dillon, have their election night parties in Detroit, and I'll be joining both of them.
So what you can do is you can leave your office in Lansing, which is around the corner here. We're going to have coverage on the radio tonight from 8 till 10. Listen on the way. And then when you get to, like where 96 gets to either the Lodge or 696 and to 275, you're either going to go down to Livonia, I guess it is, or downtown Detroit. Virg Bernero is having his party at Fishbones, I understand.
Well, they're both in downtown Detroit, actually.
Oh, he's downtown, too?
Yeah, Andy Dillon is at the Weston Book Cadillac, the newly renovated hotel in downtown Detroit. So they'll be within blocks of each other.
You can virtually walk back and forth if you want to.
That's right.
How soon will you get to spend time with the candidate after he's determined tonight?
Well, we'll spend some time with them tonight. Obviously. Yeah. And then, first thing tomorrow morning, I'll start to coordinate with their respective staffs. I've already been talking to both sides, obviously, throughout this whole process, doing what we can to be ready to hit the ground running once we have a nominee.
There's a strategy in place already. Mary Lou is in Perry. Let's see what it was like for her voting this morning in the primary. Good morning, Mary Lou.
Good morning. How are you?
Did you vote already in the primary?
I did. I voted right at 7 a.m. I was the one and only person, so it was very easy.
All right. You're the second person today we talked to who was the first person in line, and it went smoothly?
Went very smoothly.
Do you mind telling us for whom you voted?
Mr. Snyder.
Another Snyder vote. Okay. And nobody told you to call and say that, did they?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, we appreciate that very much, and congratulations to you. Thanks for touching base. The very first voter in Perry this morning. Michelle is in Holt. Good morning to you, Michelle.
Good morning, Michael Patrick.
Have you voted already this morning?
I did vote. I was the 31st voter in Holt at about 25 minutes after 7.
Okay.
And I voted for Rick Snyder.
Rick Snyder. It went along smoothly, huh?
It went really smoothly. I took my 5- and 7-year-old to show them what a privilege it is to do that. And we had a good morning, little teaching session this morning.
What a nice idea. A teachable moment, right, Michelle?
Yes, it was. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate that call. Will Versereau is at a polling place somewhere in the Lansing area. Good morning, Will.
Good morning. Michael actually was down at Sycamore Elementary, and I stopped back up at Midway Elementary doing some informal polling for you. And I've got a couple votes for Snyder. I've got 2 votes for Bernero, and then another vote for Hoekstra.
Okay, thank you very much. And it's moving along smoothly, decent crowds?
It sure is, yep. It seems to be a pretty revolving door around here. So.
Okay, thank you very much. Mitt Romney coming up in 15 minutes. Louise Gradwell is somewhere in the Grand Rapids area looking at polling. How's it going, Louise?
Hi, good. I'm outside of the Cascade Fellowship Family Life Center, and I definitely have 2 votes for Rick Snyder as well. One of them, he's worked on campaigns in Chicago, and he felt he definitely had the strongest campaign on the Republican side. And the other one just really felt that Rick Snyder is super honest, and he's not a career politician, and that really appealed to him.
Okay.
One woman voter, she was Democrat at one time, but now she's conservative, so I think she's a Snyder fan as well.
All right, that's Hoekstra country there in Grand Rapids, where Louise Gradwell is looking at the polls. I ran into Joel Ferguson yesterday at a charity event, and somebody asked him across the room at Country Club of Lansing, who are you voting for? And he said, Andy Dillon, as many times as I can. So, it's interesting to see. Are you? I know you can't really speak on one side of the cuff or the other, but in the big scheme of things, is there any chance that the Democrats could gain control of the Senate and or lose control of the House when we're all done in November?
Well, first of all, we don't take anything for granted. You've got to go out there and make your case every time. And regarding the Senate, there are a lot of open seats, particularly that Republicans have given up all over the state. And we're very excited about our candidates in those races, and we'll know more about who emerges today. We've got several contested primaries, actually, so I'm very excited about our chances in the state Senate. In the House, high turnover, but we've got a large majority and a lot of very well-qualified candidates in the pipeline, so to speak. So we're going to work very hard to hold the House, take the Senate.
Okay. Drive safely tonight when you head to 96 down the lodge there, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you very much.
Mark Brewer, chairman of the Michigan Democratic Party, where you can choose Lansing Mayor Verge Bernero or House Speaker Andy Dillon. Television viewers, we're going to leave you. Mitt Romney's on the radio if you tune in a few minutes. And we have election coverage tonight from 6 till 8 on this radio station. Presidential candidate Mitt Romney. When we come back, it's Michael Patrick Shields.